And if you're a man, you can't move a certain way because that's gay. And if you're a girl, you're not allowed to twerk because that's slutty. We stop being natural and we adapt to the way that the world wants us to be. The way that is acceptable, the way that is the good girl or the good boy. Welcome to my channel, I'm Niko. And today I'm gonna be talking about how ecstatic dance changed my life. It's probably gonna get pretty deep. So, first of all, what is ecstatic dance? Is it just a bunch of smelly hippies dancing together and rubbing their armpit sweat on each other and like shaking and doing weird shit together and just looking totally unhinged? Well, the short answer is yes. The long answer is no. So what is ecstatic dance? It's a form of free-form movement, expression through the body. It's not how you normally think of as dance. It's not performative. It's not for anyone to judge you of how good you're dancing. It's not for show, basically. It is just pure expression of you and your body through movement, of however that looks like for you and whatever you want to do in the moment, whatever feels good to you. And it is extremely healing. It's been my therapy. So ecstatic dance kind of just found me randomly. I just kind of like went to a weird meditation group session one day and they had ecstatic dance there and people were just moving in this weird way and I was like, what is going on here? How are these people doing that? How are they, what is this? And I felt so much come up when I tried to dance like them, and I realized, wait, I can be myself here. There's no shame. I don't need to pretend or try to impress anybody. And then I just kept going and going and going and going. And each time I went to the dance sessions, it's like I processed something different that I was going through in my mind, but I was processing it through the body. For example, I was very socially anxious at one time and I couldn't go up to people and talk to them, and I couldn't go up to people and dance with them either. It was very difficult for me to just make that first step and connect to people. So every time I went to ecstatic dance during that time, I would challenge myself to be like, okay, this time I'm gonna do it. This time I'm gonna see if I can do it. I'm gonna see if I can join in a group and dance with them. And you know, because there was no pressure, there was no kind of like pressure to socialize, it was literally just movement and body. It allowed me to experience that connection and that first step to going towards people in a safe way, where I don't have to use my voice and shake and oh my god, what am I gonna say? I'm gonna sound so awkward, I need to just hide. It allowed me to explore that in a way that I can't in the real world. There's always something different that comes up in every ecstatic dance session that I go to. I have cried in sessions, I have seen people cry in sessions. I have also had a problem in the past where I couldn't feel my hips too much and I was kind of like stiff and stuck there. And I noticed this every time I would go to dance. I would move my arms and other parts of my body, but then I wouldn't move my hips. And so each time I went, I challenged myself to go deeper and deeper into the hips and move more, and then start eventually shaking and twerking and doing crazy things with my hips. And you know, in a club or in another dance environment, this might not be safe. People might judge you and people might actually stare at you and be like, what the fuck are they doing? But in ecstatic dance, you can do whatever you want and nobody gives a shit. And so it is such a beautiful and safe place to explore and experience parts of yourself that you have maybe suppressed or been out of touch with for a long time. And you know, they show up in your body. Actually, some people carry their shoulders like this and they don't really know why. They're just like so stick, like they move like they have a stick up their ass, and you know, they just like have one mode of being, and they are a robot, and they go to work and they do this and that. And ecstatic dance just like loosens all of that and allows you to be who you are in the moment, to express yourself through this art form of dance. And it is an art form, even if you are doing something crazy and shaking and you look weird to people, it doesn't matter, because your body is moving exactly how your body wants to move, and there is no judgment. So ecstatic dance is embodiment, it is therapy, it is a journey. It can be very psychedelic, especially like you're going there sober. I have not tried it on substances, weirdly. I really just like it sober because it really reveals things to you in a psychedelic way without having to take anything. And I have reached very high states of bliss and peace and happiness just for dance. Like in those really long sessions where it's like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of dancing, you become so blissful. You feel like you have an entirely new body, like everything is rewired. Especially if you're barefoot outside, it's like, holy shit, like you come out of that with a new body. You come out like a new person, you're reborn. And your muscles and your fascia actually holds onto trauma and tension. And when you shake and express through the body, it actually releases that stored tension and trauma. And unfortunately, I noticed that a lot of people have a problem with dance. A lot of people are very afraid of dance, and they're very afraid of being judged and of moving their body in a way that is different from what everyone else is doing and from what they have been taught is acceptable. Because when you're a kid, you get slapped on the wrist being like, sit still. You get told off for being hyper and moving a certain way, and we suppress that part of ourselves that is natural, and we stop being natural and we adapt to the way that the world wants us to be, the way that is acceptable, the way that is the good girl or the good boy. And if you're a man, you can't move a certain way because that's gay. And if you're a girl, you're not allowed to twerk because that's slutty. And we've all been kind of conditioned into this boxed suppression. And this is why we have such a sick society. Dance is primal. Dance is not just choreography and performing. No, it's like dancing with our tribe in front of the fire every full moon and letting our bodies express what they need to express. Sometimes we don't even need to express something through speaking. Sometimes we need to express it through the body. Like, emotional expression doesn't have to be writing or speaking. Actually, dancing and movement is a lot older and more primal than speech. So it taps into a deeper part of yourself. I would not be who I am today without my ecstatic dance practice. Honestly, it has unlocked so many things inside of me. It helped me heal my social anxiety. It helped me become more embodied and more of myself and more expressed instead of suppressed. It helped me tap into my femininity and my body in a deeper way and to love my body more. It helped me express suppressed emotions that have been inside of me for a very long time and unlock different parts of myself. And it also unlocked like a part of me that really loves to dance and loves to perform. And when I was little, I always wanted to do ballet, but my parents didn't really have the money to send me to ballet classes. And I'm really glad actually that I didn't do ballet, because if I had, I would have gotten stuck in that like rigid way of seeing dance. But because I found ecstatic dance when I was older, it allowed me to tap into dance and movement in this untethered, unhinged way where it's not about performing and getting things right. It's about just pure expression and tapping into like flow, divine flow, like being, like when I'm dancing, I just feel lost. Like there is no more me. There is just pure movement and pure beingness. And in that space, I don't care who's watching, and I realize that I'm actually pretty good at it and that people like to watch me. But then as soon as I get in my head and I'm like, oh, people are watching me, let me perform or, you know, do something, it's like that goes away and the people are no longer interested. So it also shows you manifestation and how reality works. It can show you so many different things. It can reveal so many different things about yourself. If you go with a friend, maybe it will show you a dynamic between you and that friend. If you go alone, which I recommend, you will be able to tap into certain things and you will notice them coming up. Even if you're very stiff and you're just dancing like this, like that is still showing you something if you take it as a form of therapy and as a form of, okay, this is a tool for self-development and self-awareness and for me to get to know myself. It is showing you where you're stuck and you're just noticing. You're breathing, you're being present with it. And then you're like, okay, I've been stuck like this for a very long time. I can't really get out of this movement. Am I just telling myself that I can't? Okay, what happens if I move my arm like this? Ooh, that actually feels pretty damn good, but it also is bringing up a lot of shame and beliefs that people are gonna judge me if I go outside of the box and look weird. And then you notice and you look around and you're like, well, actually nobody's judging me. These people are being a lot weirder than me. And then you start moving more and more and more and you're like, holy shit, wait a second, I can actually dance. I can do this thing. And it begins to heal you on such a deep, visceral level. I love how like different forms of movement can be a tool for us to get to know ourselves on our spiritual journeys and our self-development journeys, because I noticed that, okay, if I'm doing yoga or if I'm going to the gym and I am like doing the chaturangas, I'm doing the push-ups in yoga and I'm getting stronger arms, this is actually like exercising my own inner masculine and helping me tap into that aspect of myself, and is helping me integrate. And I feel like when I have stronger arms, then I feel more capable in the world. And it is reflected. It's like your body is so connected to your mind, and it's almost like your mind is manifesting itself through the body. So like I said, if you're very tense, you're gonna walk like this. And what does that say about you and your mind? I believe that movement is a critical tool for us in our spiritual journeys. Like, we can't just be doing all this inner work and writing and journaling and meditating, but then not moving our bodies and being stagnant. Like, if we're not in our peak health and trying to improve our bodies at the same time as our minds, like, can we really be of service to the world if we're stagnant like that? And can we really go as deep into ourselves, if we're just like meditating and doing the inner work, the inner journeys, which are super important, but we're just sitting all day and we're being stagnant, like how is that a balanced way of living? How is that not detrimental to you? There's so many benefits to moving your body, and especially dance, like I said, because it's such a free-form way of moving. It's not just like picking up weights and doing this like one rigid thing, or doing yoga. Yoga is like very linear. You're just like in one line and you're aligning yourself, and this can be really beautiful too, and very good for the body. But when you really release all of that and you just come home to yourself and it's just pure movement without thinking and without judgment, that is like a whole other level of like embodiment and being here. I don't even know how to express this. Like it's just something that I think everybody should try. I don't want people to get into their heads about it. I just want them to get into their bodies and just try it. Even if it's in your room at first. So if you're afraid that you're not a good enough dancer, ecstatic dance is still for you, because there's no judgment there and it's just pure expression, right? But if you're still really afraid and you want to get better at dance, what I would suggest is like just close your curtains, go in your room, and you know, start with what feels safe. Start with little movements and then go into bigger movements and film yourself. Like, nobody has to see that video. You can delete it afterwards. But if you film yourself, you'll be able to see, oh, that bit when I did this thing looked good, and when I did this thing it looked not good. And I can also see that I was in my head when I did that thing, and I was flowing when I was in that thing. So how can I flow more? How can I just get out of my head and just be in the body more? And that's how you really get good at dancing, because the best dancers, writers, speakers, artists, when they're doing their best work, they're actually in the flow and there's no longer any sense of them. There's just this moment and the thing that they are doing. There is no more Niko, there is just dance. There's just a dancer. There's just movement. So yeah, that's the thought I want to leave you with. I would love it if you would subscribe. If not, that's cool. I also have an Instagram page where I post my art and dance, so if you want to get inspired, I have a lot of dance videos on there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. I hope you got some value out of this, and I hope that you can try ecstatic dance. See you next time.